Good evening. Today is Sunday, and we'll have a look at Nasdaq going into the next week. It's the 8th of June, and last week price has moved into the and has taken the previous week's high. Yeah, but that's the immediate price action. But let's have a look on the broader picture. So if we look at what price has done historically, so let's go back weeks and weeks, right? We have had this range here, right? Let's say we were here historically. We draw a range, and we had price take this high, invert here, this fair value gap, back down into the 50% of the range, then displaced lower. So external range liquidity to internal range liquidity. So and we have this high as well here. This was displaced through. So price comes back into internal range liquidity in the form of this breaker and this fair value gap here, and actually all the way down to the low of the range. Then takes liquidity here, internal liquidity to this range, and reverses, displaces back up, forming a weak block. This last week before this, below this low into this imbalance, staking liquidity, and it comes up back into this high. So external range liquidity taking a low into internal range liquidity, then from internal range liquidity here price comes back down. It actually inverts. That's not what I wanted to do. It inverts here this fair value gap. A lot of people get trapped here into discount of this range. Price goes up, creeping back into the high. Of course, about this time here, a lot of people were short towards this low. However, price bounces from this weak block, right? So in context, this range, as I said previously, this has taken liquidity here. This is a weak block. Comes back up into the high. At this high, it fails to create a bearish structure, and price displaces through the high here, creating bullish order flow here, creating bullish order flow. Now at this point in time, again price takes some highs here, right? Takes this high here. At this point in time, we could have been looking for for shorts. However, we have this breaker here, we have the lows here, right? So we were not expecting a bigger move unless this structure here is broken through. And price does exactly that. So on this candle, it comes back into this level and it takes liquidity here, takes this low and goes back up. So external range liquidity to internal range liquidity. Now from internal range liquidity, the draw on liquidity here would have been again the high of the range. But in the meantime, have had some internal highs here, this one. So price comes, takes liquidity above the highs here, goes back down. And this was kind of a mess on the lower time frames. So hence we have had some terrible trading intraday. On the higher time frame though, buys being bullish, you could have had some success here. So price comes back up, it fails to displace above this high. Let me remove some of the lines here. This one as well. So comes above this high, it fails to displace to this, comes down, and at this point in time, if we look here, price finally engulfs all this structure and it displaces to the structure. It creates bearish order flow, and at this point one could have taken a swing trade, right? Because we're looking at the 4-hour chart here. So on this candle, someone could have placed market order, or better yet, what probably happened here, because we see this candle, there were a lot of pending orders above this gap in this imbalance right here. Pending orders got triggered, and there it is. The target would have been this low here, but as we can see, price went much lower. But this is a 12R, imagine that. A 12R. Of course, probably if you would have had here a pending order, your stop loss would have been on the body of this candle that displaced. That's not a 12R, it's a 3.5R. Still a lot of room there. Now, okay, now let me remove all the drawings and look at more recent information here. So we have this range, right? Because I'm looking at where did price displace. Displaced here, the downside. Now this here is my manipulation block. Manipulated the lows here, here, here. Liquidity has been taken. This entire structure is the manipulation. So it inverted here with a body close above this volume imbalance, and the drawn liquidity would be all the way up here. Now we have had displacement through 50% of the range. Again, bullish imbalance here, a lot of displacement. So price in theory moves to this level 22,520. If we are to trade intraday, so what will we do this week specifically? We look at this piece of price action, right? We know that overall the higher time frame bias is bullish. We see that price has taken this high. So we go to the 4-hour chart to see if indeed the 4-hour chart can tell us if we go from external range liquidity into internal range liquidity. And on the 4-hour, we see price has taken the high here and failed to displace through the structure here, getting stuck into this 4-hour breaker block. So we have had displacement from this. So this is my range here, right? I am looking to see if price goes up from here into the new week starting tomorrow. If price just shoots up and takes this high, I will have to wait to see what it does here. If it displaces to this high and creates a structure that I can use to go higher, I will look for that intraday, intra-week, let's say. If price for a bearish outlook or a retracement, I would want to see price coming down and engulfing, displacing through this imbalance here, displacing to this imbalance here, into this, and at this low I would reassess if it displaces through 50% of the range. That's fine. I can look for lower prices here. If it just manipulates here, then I can look for the price to actually continue upwards, right? But for the time being, I will just wait out to see what Monday brings. As it is now, price is quite extended in this range. We have had price coming back into the discount of the range here, and from internal range liquidity, in this case the breaker block here, to external range liquidity. So I'm thinking that price, I'm inclined to say that price might go take out the high again before anything else. But we'll have to see. And so be careful Monday. I think I will. So careful with the price action going to next week. Price to possibly take the high, then based on what we get there, we reassess. And that's on the 4-hour. Anything that happens on lower time frame doesn't give us a good indication. We want to see displacement. through high before we can say that it's going higher. Likewise, we want to see reaction to the highs and lows and to the internal range liquidity before going on the lower time frames to trade. Okay, that's it. All my rambling for tonight. I leave you to it and see you tomorrow. Take care.